Hello America, welcome to our second edition of Larry King Live. Joining us tonight after a little bit of an outburst last night is Sarah Palin.
Thanks for having me again, Larry. I hope it doesn't end like it did last night.
Now Sarah, I apologize for my comments last night. You're right, I was unprofessional and rude.
It's okay, Larry. If it wasn't important to me to get my views across, I won't even have bothered coming back.
Thank you for coming back, Sarah, so let's get down to business. Continuing our topic from last night. America, bright future ahead or doomed? Sarah, what's your opinion on this?
Well, Larry, ever since the Bush administration, America has been on a decline. Unemployment rate has skyrocketed, and Obama hasn't helped the situation one bit. We're still in the Middle East and everybody still hates us.
So you think this is Bush's fault or Obama's?
The blame has to be shared. Now the job of president is very hard, especially if you're running a country like the United States of America. But there was always a better way to handle issues than the way Bush and Obama handled them.
You're saying it's a hard job for anyone?
Yes, Larry, it is very difficult to run a country that's so massive and has countless issues already when you go into office.
How would you handle things if you were in office?
Well, I'd start by lowering taxes and getting our troops out of places we have no real reason to be in. If we have anywhere to be, it's our own house, because we're fighting a proxy drug war on the border with these cartels.
Interesting that you say that, because everybody who runs for office always says they're going to lower taxes. And Obama said he'd get the troops out of Iraq and Afghanistan. Do you have a plan of how you're going to do that, or are you just talking out of your ass like everyone else?
I don't have any plans at the moment.
So you're running for the most important, and as you said, hardest job in the country, and you have no plans for how you're going to do it?
Well, if I run it, like I did Alaska.
Alaska is not the United States of America. It's a state. A crappy state that nobody lives in, or wants to live in. Why do you think they pay people to live there?
Oh fuck, here we go again.
Excuse me, we have to take a short break. I need my coffee or else I'm going to go apeshit again. Welcome back to Larry King Live. My guest here is Sarah Palin. Sarah, I apologize for my comments earlier. I got my coffee, so I should be cool this time.
Larry, if you keep bursting like that, I'm going to leave and sue you for slander.
Fair enough. Our current topic now is the upcoming presidential election. Sarah, you're running yourself. Tell us about the other candidates and your possible chance of being elected.
It's hard to say. Obama's not going to run again, so who knows who's running for the Democrats. The Republicans has me. And now we got a party of conservative extremists who call themselves a Tea Party, and they have nobody running, so I guess for now it's me. As long as that witch, Christine O'Donnell, isn't running, this election should be taken seriously.
But Sarah, the country already sees you as a joke. You're not even in politics no more officially. And you and your family is just making asses of yourselves like celebrities crying for national attention. Meanwhile, the world looks at you and says, she's the next president? Oh my God, America is about to fall.
Larry, I'm warning you, leave my family out of this.
Look here, bitch. I'm just trying to let the people know who is running to be our next leader. And the kind of role model you set for American women is not acceptable. Y'all proven time and time again you're as dumb as a rock, so the school system in Alaska must be shit. You condone teen pregnancy because your oldest daughter had her baby at 17 while you were running with John McCain for office. And now your youngest daughter, who's 16 now, is pregnant. If anything, here's some advice. While you're running for any sort of political office that requires the people electing you, tell your daughters to keep their legs closed or else you're going to lose. That's what I thought. You have nothing to say, because it's all true. Sure, in lower income families this is common, but you're supposed to be a leader. So start acting like one, starting with talking about things that you're sure you know about. That makes you look so retarded when you talk about issues you have no idea about. Especially on national TV during the election. That lost you about 10 million votes easy. Quit making yourself an easy target for the media, especially comedy acts. Because you can't stop them, and if they're making fun of you, the people will think it's true. That whole SNL stunt that Tina Fey did on you. The whole country thinks you're that airheaded. And you have no one to blame but yourself, all because you made yourself sound so retarded in your interviews.
I can't help it if I have a happy-go-lucky personality.
Well, it's time for a break. Our topic when we come back, the war in the Middle East and future wars. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm here with Sarah Palin. Our next topic is the war in the Middle East and possible upcoming conflicts. Let's start with Iraq and Afghanistan. Sarah, tell us your view on the current situation.
Well, Larry, if I have to give Obama credit for getting Iraq under control, because if you noticed, we're pulling out of there. Meanwhile, we sent a surge of troops into Afghanistan. A surge worked in Iraq, so why not try it in Afghanistan? And if he goes through with what he promised, we should be out of Afghanistan in a couple of years. And to credit former President Bush, he's the one who surged Iraq and got those terrorist leaders either captured, killed, or to flee the country.
How long do you think till we're out of Iraq? Completely.
I'm not too sure, to be honest. Iraq's in a rebuilding stage, and you know how America is with the whole you break it, you fix it policy that we don't have to go through with, but we do to show that we're merciful.
Not just that, but if we just went around going rampant in other countries, we'd lose the trust of our allies, in which we lose trade and gain new enemies.
Of course, we do not need anything like that. Besides, half the world hates us just because of who we are. Do you think you can change any of that? Of course, I'm a woman, so I can sympathize with other countries.
This is why a woman shouldn't be president. She lets her feelings think for her. Because of that, everyone will think America is soft, so they're gonna attack. Plus, half the countries who hate us have the whole men are superior to women mentality, and seeing a country with a woman as leader will provoke them to attack and not take us seriously when having diplomatic talks.
Well, I never.
Now to possible enemies. Sarah, who do you see as our next possible conflict in the future, more than likely during your term if you win?
Well, Larry, North Korea has had a bad attitude as of late with sinking South Korean ships, shooting at South Korean soldiers. Also putting our own soldiers on alert over there, which is a scary thing, because they have no chance against them.
Can you just edit that out?
Then we got Iran, who's gonna be scary no matter what. They keep getting access to nuclear weapons and they're not an ally, so they have to be eliminated. Or at the very least stopped from getting access to nukes.
But every nation has a right to defend themselves, so who are we to say who can have nukes and who can't?
Larry, there's only two purposes for nukes. To eliminate on a massive scale, or to deter other enemies with nukes. Who besides us does Iran have issues with? Iraq, who has no nuclear capabilities whatsoever, and Israel. If we're not going to nuke Iran, Israel is not going to, or else we blow all of Israel to kingdom come.
Wow, Sarah, you're not as retarded as I thought.
Well, thanks, Larry. I try not to disappoint.
Final question before we go on break. Sarah, if America had to go to war again, would you answer the call with the right decision? What would you do?
Well, Larry, of course I would make the right decision, and if it was a war that actually meant something more than getting oil, like say, our very existence? Yes, we would go to war and we would win. We'd start by blowing the fuck out of the bastards starting shit with the US with all of our nukes. Then we'd march right in and shoot all the surviving people in the face.
I think she's on her period. That's all the time we have for tonight. I'm Larry King. Good night.